What's up, everybody? It's Danielle Marie, aka Yelly. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a little bit exciting for me to be doing because number one, this is gonna just be a talking video, so just letting y'all know, if y'all don't like those type of videos, you might as well go ahead and exit stage left. If you read the title, then you know I'm talking about moving. I currently am living in Houston. If you've been following me on like my social pages or watching my channel, you know that I moved back to Houston last May from Seattle, because I was in Seattle for about 3 years. And I came there from Houston and then I moved back. After a year, I'm about to move again. This was very unexpected. It was not planned. And it just so happens that the way things happened, the way the cards fell, I am now moving out of state to a new city, to a new state, to a new region of the country that I've never lived in. I've never been to this city. I'll explain more about where I'm going, why I'm going, as the story progresses. So the job that I was most recently working at, it literally just shut down. Like, I was working on a Thursday, then Friday everybody was like, I guess we don't have a job anymore. And it was like, what? It was just crazy. It was just like a crazy thing. I've never worked at a company and something like this has happened. So I was like, what the heck? So yeah, all of that happened. So that Friday, you know, I went on LinkedIn, I made a post, and I was basically like, you know, letting people know what happened. Like, if you work in the news industry, you knew what happened, but like other people in other industries probably wouldn't have been too aware of it. And I just made the post basically saying like, yeah, this happened with my company. And then I said, you know, I enjoy working with like everybody I worked with, but of course, because of this happening, now I'm looking for new job opportunities. So I just told everybody like, you know, if you have any job opportunities, you know, point me in the right direction or send them my way, because I'm open, you know, to looking. Due to the fact that I do know a lot of people in the news industry, I'm connected with a lot of people in the news industry, and I have been working in the news industry for the last almost 4 years. I had a lot of people reach out to me about like, hey, you should get in contact with this person. Or I had a lot of people just like that I know that work at different companies like send me job listings, and they're like, hey, I think you should definitely apply for this. I had a bunch of news directors, honestly, and this kind of surprised me because I don't know, I guess when I was thinking like, when I'm like, hey, send me opportunities that you guys come across, I guess I was thinking more like people I know are gonna just be like, hey, my company has this, I can put in a good word or something. But like, no, actual like news directors were like sliding in my LinkedIn DMs like, hey, I have this position, I looked at your page, I think you should apply, you know, you would be great here, yada yada yada. And it was in different states. I honestly was wanting to kind of just stay like in Houston, but then at the same time I was thinking, well, this might be like a blessing in disguise, because I had already been thinking about like changing industries, like still doing the stuff that I do, but like doing it in a different industry, because like I like news, but I kind of wanted to move more into like entertainment, more like that type of stuff. So I had been thinking about like public relations, beauty, fashion, and music, because like that's all stuff that I'm like interested in and stuff that I do like in my personal life. So I was like, let me try to see if I could possibly use this time to like get into one of those industries now that I have this like, you know, opening. So I applied for a lot of jobs that had to do with like that type of stuff, but then I also still applied for news stations, because it's like, you know, I don't mind obviously still staying in news and obviously doing things that I'm obviously great at doing. So it's like, yeah, let me still apply for stuff that like I'm fully qualified for, and then also let me try to like branch out and just see if anything happens with some of the other things I wanted to try. So I was getting a lot of offers, to be honest, which was great, because it was like, wow, I have so many different choices, you know, I could like choose from. And it's not saying that those were guaranteed jobs, but it was just like, okay, these people are obviously reaching out, and they have obviously like looked at my profile and seen like my different qualifications and things like that. So clearly like they want me. So even though it might not be a guaranteed like we're gonna absolutely hire you, it's like maybe you kind of have like priority, because like they're personally reaching out to you, telling you to apply, and they know the situation you're in. So it's kind of like you kind of have priority, I guess. So probably like after a week of that, I made another post, and I basically like thanked everybody who had been like sending me offers, and like people who've reached out to me or gave me advice or spoke to me or like, you know, just helped me out. Said, you know, I'm still looking for opportunities and stuff like that. I had got a couple messages from some people in Illinois. I had somebody reach out to me from a station, a news station in Chicago. And I'm not really sure how he came across my post. Like I said, it had to be because we're probably connected to somebody mutually, and he must have like probably seen my posts in his feed or something. But he reached out to me and let me know like he had some positions open at the station in Chicago, and he was like, you know, if you're interested in applying or talking about the positions more, like give me a call. And so that was like a Friday, so we spoke on like a Saturday, I think. It just so happened that Chicago happened to be the one to give me a job offer first, and it was a really good job offer. And I'm excited about just being able to go to Chicago. I'm excited to be making the most money that I've ever made in my life. Like, I'm just letting y'all know, like, what I was getting paid before was a good salary, and this is like an amazing salary. You know, I just turned 27, and it's like, okay, I'm making a lot of money. Like, I'm making a lot of money. Well, I haven't made it yet, but like the salary that they offered to me, and I did negotiate it, and they did increase it. So like, you know, it's actually higher than what they initially offered me. And it's just like, wow, like I'm really proud of myself for just like the way just the moves I've made throughout my career. It's just crazy to me. And like me and my dad were talking yesterday on the phone, and I had like calculated, because I'm getting paid a salary, so it's not an hourly pay. But I sat there and calculated like what would be the hourly pay if they were going by hour. And I like let him know, and he was like, what, like really? I was like, yeah, that's crazy, right? Like I'm just like, whoa, this is so crazy. Because I'm just thinking like, okay, at the age that I'm at right now, you know, it's like I'm gonna hit 6 figures in no time. Like, if, you know, play your cards right. So I'm just like trying to like do things the right way and like make sure I'm making smart moves. So I'm really happy that I decided to take the offer, because I honestly was kind of considering like, okay, well, if I get an offer from this place, because I also had an interview for a station in Dallas that also is a really good company, and would have been amazing to work with them as well. And I was thinking like, okay, well, you know, I could go to Dallas and be making the same amount of money as I'm making in Chicago, but you know, the cost of living would be lower and stuff. So I was thinking like the different benefits of it. But ultimately I chose Chicago, and so I'm gonna be on a new journey. And you guys, if you've been watching my channel or follow me on my page, you know I'm all about moving somewhere and living somewhere new. Like, my parents have always known that I was gonna be the type to like move away and just be like doing all different types of things. And so I've definitely stuck to that for sure. I just remember when I was younger, I had always told myself like, I want to be the type that gets to move around to different places and just get to experience different places. And I really made that a reality for myself. And I think I told myself like, I want to at least live in like 3 different cities. And now I'm about to make that happen. I mean, because I'm not going to consider my hometown, you know, I'm not going to consider my hometown. But now it's like I'm about to make that happen, because I've been in Houston, been in Seattle, and now I'm about to be in Chicago, and who knows where else I could possibly go after that. And so I'm just really excited to see like where this journey goes. So I've already contacted like an apartment locator there, and she's going to be helping me find a place there. So that way I can get that figured out as soon as possible. So I have to move very quickly, you guys. This is the shortest amount of time I've had to prepare to move. I've used an apartment locator before. Like when I moved back to Houston last year, I used an apartment locator, and honestly it made everything so much easier than for me to be sitting on Trulia, PadMapper, HotPads for hours looking at different apartments and on Google and looking for things like that. Like, it saved me so much time, and it made the process so much faster. So I'm excited to see what options she's able to find, because you know, using a locator that's for like a specific area, they know that area. They know certain listings that may not be listed on some of these rental websites, and they know of like the specials going on. They know of like the hidden gems and things like that. So it's really good for you to use a locator if you are going to be moving to a city, especially a city you've never been in. Even if you're just moving to a new apartment in your city, I mean, I would recommend using a locator, because they're just going to be able to find you some spots that you probably didn't come across yourself. Just letting y'all know, just a little tip, you know, about using locators, and they are free. I think I've said this before in a previous video when I was telling y'all I think in my video about like if you want to move to Houston, like things you should know, using a locator is free, because they get paid from whatever apartment you end up signing your lease with that they like suggested to you. They end up getting paid from that apartment. I really hope that she can find what I want, because I've seen so many videos on TikTok of people like in apartments that are like exactly what I want. And of course, like it was a few months back, so prices were like a little different, and now they're like a little higher now. And so, but I've seen so many people come across and they're like, I got this amazing deal, and I'm just like, please let her find an amazing deal for what I'm looking for. And my dad, you know, he knows how I am when it comes to apartments. Like I might end up settling for an apartment, but then like the whole time I'll be like, I wish it had this, I wish it had this, or I wish it had that. So he was like, listen, I know you're gonna be worried about the money, obviously keep that in mind, but he was like, I want you to find a place that you're going to be happy at. Like find a place that you're going to like, that you can just stay there. Because he knows me, I would be the type that'll be like, okay, after a year I'm just gonna try to move somewhere else. And I'll try to like keep y'all updated on that journey as well. If you guys have any questions, of course leave them in the comments below. If you're from Chicago, like a native from Chicago, or you are living, like somebody who's moved to Chicago and you're living there still, and you have tips about anything, leave those below. Or if you have suggestions about places that like I should try out and like visit and go to once I move there, leave those in the comments below, because I will be there May 1st. I'm gonna give myself a week to try to get like acclimated to the city and things like that, since that's a new city and all that type of stuff, before like I have to start work. So I do plan to be there for about a week to just like give myself time. I hope that y'all enjoyed this video. I hope that y'all are excited to kind of go along with this journey, go on this journey with me, because I am going to be documenting the entire process. So just stay tuned. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, follow me on all my social media channels, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.